Hey besties. I feel like every video you've seen me in a complete different spot. I am trying to still figure out where to film, but I'm over here because, as you can see by the title of today's video, I am completely reorganizing my bookshelf and I'm so excited. We've got a lot of work to do, and this also means rehoming my vinyls, as in not getting rid of them, just putting them in a different part of my room, because a main reason for this reorganization is I have records here, and this has been temporary. This has only been like this for about 2 months or something, but it's just like I just don't like them here, and it was only temporary anyway. But that means I have to sort something else out over there for these to then be housed over there, and then I can sort out my books because my bookshelf is just one huge mess. Yeah, so because I put my vinyl on this shelf, I then just kind of moved everything anywhere just to make room for the vinyl and CDs. And then I also had a huge, massive pile of books. So I bought a hell of a lot of books last summer. I was going to do a whole book haul video, but as you know, if you aren't new here, my channel has only just started, so I never made that. So the books were sat on my floor for ages. So everything is just shoved everywhere. And we're going to organise it into genre and different things. And I cannot wait. But before we do this, we have these shelves. Now, these are shelves under my TV. So you can see one full of crystals. That one's random. That one's full of electronics. This one is the shelf, the designated shelf or drawer that everyone has in the room where you put stuff you don't know where to put. That is that shelf. And what I'm going to do is take out this middle shelf here, put my vinyls in there, move my crystals onto the top one, and then find a home for everything else under there. Then we can take all the books off, move the vinyl over there, clean the bookshelf, and then we can get started on the bookshelf. So I won't focus on all that too much in this video, but I'll show a little bit of it, and then we can get started on the bookshelf, and I'll tell you guys all my thoughts on how I'm thinking of organizing it too first. And then at the end of this video, you're going to see a complete haul or tour of every single book I own, and I'll probably tell you if I plan on, if I have video ideas for using these books in, or if I'm reading it in my own time. So if you ignore all the mess for a minute, I've been dusting, I've been moving everything. This is a shelf. I just took out the middle shelf, but I'm so excited to finally have an official home for my records. So we're going to move them over now. Okay, so this is what I've done with it so far. As an order, it's definitely probably going to change around a lot, but I started off with soundtracks on this end, kind of did like my favourite artists, and then somewhere along the way just kind of lost an order and just put them in. But yeah, then we have my CD rack down here. Then over here we have a guitar pick and a little like earring box I had when I was younger. This guitar pick was from the first concert I ever went to, and I caught this one in my boobs, and I also caught one in my hand and gave it to my friend for a small band that's no longer together. But now I can get onto my bookshelf. So now we're tackling my bookshelves. We have a whole shelf free and we need to reorganize everything. Basically, my thought process, this shelf is very random right now, as you can probably tell if you know what these books are. This is a huge mix. I'm thinking of still having sprayed edge books up here because I want to display them, and this is the best way to display them on a top shelf, with a mix of I don't know like what the genre is, but like mental health books, basically like Kathleen Glasgow, like sad books or whatever. And then I think this should be a fantasy shelf, which actually it's a romance shelf. The vinyl shelf used to be a fantasy shelf. Oh my god, I can't speak. The vinyl shelf used to be a fantasy shelf, but I think if this is fantasy, because I have cute little decorations for it, and I feel like I'm going to be most proud of how a fantasy shelf looks, this should be romance, and this should also be romance, and then the bottom one should be like thriller. Walk you through the process right now. So I've not got my mic on, only for this clip. I think also as well, I really want to separate the sprayed edge books into genre still. So this is my only thriller. Sad books, romance. So I don't know if to put these in the middle or move them over yet. I also have this Beauty and the Beast book, which I've had for years, which is why it's a bit, but it's really pretty. It has all these interactive things inside. I think I might just put that up there too, and just put it against the other tall book. I did my fantasy shelf off camera. So I was thinking of putting the sprayed books in the middle, so it's like you can see them more. This decoration is my favorite thing ever. I bought it in Cornwall last year. And then we have my little like lion guy who's like a McDonald's toy like last year. Like, does he fit here? Because like I love him, but I don't know if he's the vibe. So like, let me know. So we're starting on the romance shelf. I definitely think I want Magnolia Parks on the shelf. So now I'm going to go through each shelf individually and show you every single book I own on these shelves. So the top shelf, we have our special edition sprayed edge books and some sad books, biographies. The first book we have on this shelf is It's All Love by Jenna Ortega. This is her like biography, and it's quite a short light one, which I really like because I've never read a biography before, so this is going to be interesting. But every other page has like an affirmation or something in it. I just think this is sick. I got this when it came out. I was so hyped for the release, and then I never read it because ADHD. But we're finally here in the book phase. I'm so happy. But yeah, that is the first book. Our next book is The Perks of Being a Wallflower. Next, we have Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow. And it has a sprayed edge that says Sam and Sadie. I think I got this at a service station on the way to holiday last year. So we have As Good as Dead special edition. My sister got me this for Christmas, I think it was. Next, we have If He Had Been With Me. This is the most beautiful sprayed edge book I've ever seen in my life. Here's a better look at it. It's just so beautiful. Next, we have It Starts With Us sprayed edge. I got this off like Vinted last year. I haven't even read it. Next, we have the Pumpkin Spice Cafe special edition. Also one of the best special editions I've ever seen. That is just like, how is that real? Next, we have Girl in Pieces, The Glass Girl, which is also a sprayed edge, which is so cool. Which again, I think my sister got me all of the sprayed edges apart from It Starts With Us. Next up, we have the fantasy shelf with my favorite decoration ever. First up on this shelf, we have the ACOTAR series, which I am one of my most anticipated series ever. Next, we have Fourth Wing. Next, we have The Cruel Prince, which will be my first fantasy read, but you won't know in what video, so stay tuned. Next, we have the Caraval trilogy, and it also has a holiday novella either out or coming out. I can't remember, but so excited. I found these on holiday for like £15 for like all three. These are getting harder and harder to hold. But next we have the Filthy Rich Vampire series. I got these on one of those deals for the works. They were selling this for like cheaper than it would normally be. I don't know a name for this, and I'm also missing the second book. So we have this series. I found this in a charity shop in Cornwall and thought they were really pretty. Went on Goodreads, and reviews from like 11 years ago of 5 stars saying these are the best books ever, and then reviews recently are saying these books are terrible. Next we have the Atlas 6. This I bought because it was £1 from a hospital charity thing. Moving on to our next shelf, we have my favorite genre, and my first shelf out of it, we have Magnolia Parks. This is also one of my most anticipated series. This and ACOTAR I bought on the same day, which you're like, what the hell, because expensive series. But it was on some random day in like July, I think, last year, and everything was just cheaper on Amazon, especially books. So I was like, hell yes, I'm getting Magnolia Parks. Next, I have Icebreaker. Everybody loved this when it first came out, and then randomly, like, everyone just jumped on a hate train for it, and I feel like I'm gonna love it, so I'm really excited, and I'm gonna save it for the winter time just because it's giving winter vibes, because like ice skating and ice hockey, that is purely why I'm saving this for like November, December time. Next, we have Collide. It is the sprayed edge edition, so you know I need to go get a spiral, and I need to get the matching sprayed edge. I'm obsessed. I also think this is one of the most beautiful covers ever. Like, the green, I'm just obsessed with it. It just looks so good, but also the sprayed edge is so good, so I'm like conflicted what way to display it. So I'm doing it this way, and then when I get spiral, I'll display them this way. Next, we have my first Emily Henry book, which I'm very excited about. I can't wait. Some authors, I can't wait to read all books by them. One of them is definitely Emily Henry. Next is my favorite book I've ever read, ever. 5-star read, Just for the Summer by Abby Jimenez. Abby Jimenez is an author I just didn't know like how I feel about the books. You know, you get like a vibe and the covers, and I loved this cover, and randomly last summer I picked it up and I was like, I'm gonna read this on holiday, and I devoured it on holiday. Devoured is an understatement. This is my favourite book ever. I nearly cried when it finished because I loved it so much. Next, I have Not in Love. Just got it from Asda. The Summer of Broken Reels. Next, I got an offer at the works. It's Love Game. Honestly, I bought it for the cover. Better Left Unsent. This kind of sounds like To All the Boys I've Loved Before, but with emails, but it's also to people she doesn't like, and one gets sent to a boss, I'm pretty sure. This is definitely been read in the video. I've never heard anyone talk about it, and I actually can't wait. This sounds insane. And To All the Boys I've Loved Before is one of my favourite films ever, so I can't wait for this. Next, we have Pumpkin Spice Cafe. I'll be reading this in autumn for a video. Next, we have Some Like It Cold, Sprayed Edge, and Signed. My sister got me this and thought I might like it, so I'm very, very excited. Next, It Ends With Us. Yeah. Next, It Starts With Us. I really like this cover. I hate the cover of It Ends With Us. I'm going to be so real, but I really like this one. We have a 4 or 5 book series that, once again, I didn't hear of, and it was on offer at the works, and I was like, hell yes, like last summer. And I only have 2 of the books because sometimes the works don't have certain books in a series and then they get them months later. I don't even have the first one. I think this is the second and third. I can't remember what order, but I've shelved them on my physical TBR and Goodreads. But I am planning on reading these this summer because they're all quite short books and they literally got the word summer in the title, so I ain't leaving them till next summer. Next, a book I've never heard of, but it was at Aldi, and I actually think it sounds really good. It's If This Gets Out. Moving on to our second romance shelf. This one has a lot of filling to do, and a lot of the books on here are just on here for the sake of being on here. Like, I don't think I'd actually like properly shelf them. Like, I'd definitely replace some of the books on here with like actual books, but this is just like overflow of my other romance shelf. So, staring at that clip then, you were probably like, why do you only have Heartstopper Volume 4? Now, I have read Heartstopper before because my sister was a huge Heartstopper fan since it came out. I think, like, actually like the comics. I read those, the series came out, I loved both. I didn't read all of them though, but my mum went to the works a few weeks ago and they had so much stock of Heartstopper Volume 4. They were giving it away for free because they had, like, insane overflow, or like overstock. So my mum picked up one and my sister already has it, so I have it. I do plan on getting the rest because I love this, the comic series and the TV series. So I'll definitely do a whole video dedicated to Heartstopper. Next, we have Daisy Jones and the Six. All I know about this one is it's about like a band. So I've put it in romance, but I don't actually know if it is. But it's going to stay there for now. So this is The Flat Shirt by Beth O'Leary. I got this from a free little library. I really don't know that much about it apart from the shirt in a flat. I assume it's false proximity, question mark. Next, we have the movie cover of It Ends With Us. I don't know. Next, we have To All the Boys I Loved Before trilogy, but I only have the first 2 books and I have the Netflix covers. Next, these are books I never thought I would own, ever. But once again, the same as the Atlas 6, I got these at a hospital charity thing. This is after I've seen this film and I hated it. I really, really hated this film. However, I want to not let a film or a show put me off a book. Anyways, I want to give it a go because we all know where this originated from. It is chunky though. I'm not sure I'll actually ever willingly read it. This sounds horrible. It is nothing against the author. It's just the movie that put me off. But I do want to kind of give it a go, but be very open to DNF in it, if that makes sense. And then in case I liked it, I got this one too because that was there as well. But I'm pretty sure this is like the last book. So like, if I don't like the first one, then obviously I'll be getting rid of this too and not reading it because there's like many books in between. Next, we have the Chestnut Springs series, Elsie Silver, another author. Honestly, a few of the authors, especially romance authors, I want to read all their books. Elsie Silver, I cannot wait to get into this Chestnut Springs world and all her other book worlds. This is my thriller shelf. It is completely packed just as I thought it would be, but we have 2 sci-fi books on the end. So the first set of books we have is the Good Girl's Guide to Murder trilogy. Next, I got this at a service station charity thingy again. Thursday Murder Club, which has a show now. So that's mad. This is No Secrets. This sounds really good. The next one is the one that isn't on Goodreads, and that is The Dead Hour, but once again, it sounded good. Next, my nana gave me these. So we have Frozen Charlotte, and Charlotte says, my nana was given them by someone and she read them and said, they were good, but she felt like they were a bit too young for her, so she thought me or my sister might really like them, so of course I took them. Next, it was a deal at the works. I remember Death of a Bookseller. Next, we have Yellowface. So if you grew up with Five Nights at Freddy's as a child as one of your favourite games, and you're a reader, these are genuinely some of the best books I've ever read. The first one was a 5-star. I read this in 2020 and I wasn't even in a reading phase then, so that's how good this was, because I have ADHD. It's like me not being able to get into books until I'm nearly 21 versus me reading this at like 15 or 16 is good for me. This was phenomenal. And naturally we go to The Twisted Ones, which is the second book, a lot shorter than the first one. And the third one, I'm yet to read, The Fourth Closet. Then they have a bunch of mini FNAF stories. So they didn't have number one, and there was a deal on at HMV where I got The Fourth Closet, this, and another mini story. Next, we have what I think is a series because it seems like it, but it doesn't specify it is on Goodreads. Good Girls Die First, and those other stories. My final two books I have on my bookshelves are official Stranger Things novels. That is all my books on my bookshelves that I own, and I'm so happy to be finally starting booktube. I've been wanting to do this for like practically nearly a year. Thank you so much for watching. This is the pile of books surrounding me. You can't even see the ones in front of me, and I need to redo my shelves.